Hi everyone, it's Ellen Canner. Adorable little Indian eggplant, sweet peppers, patapan squash, some almost overripe tomatoes, onion, garlic, wine. What does this say to you? To me, it says ratatouille, that phenomenally French melange of all these vegetables. And it usually comes at the end of summer, but the really cool thing is I got all these, just a dozen of these adorable little Indian eggplants from my local CSA, Community Sponsored Agriculture. I mean, we just got them and they're so cute. Ratatouille is very comforting as we get into winter. So if you can access these things, I think we should do it. The hardest part about ratatouille is the chopping, but here's what I would say. Open some red wine, maybe put on a little piaffe, feel meditative, feel good, and let's get chopping. And we're back. I clocked how long it took me to chop everything, less than 10 minutes, and I do not have superior knife skills. So, you know, glass of wine, couple songs, and you're done. I have about a tablespoon of olive oil heating in here. Gonna add some garlic. And here's what became of our adorable little eggplants. I'm adding a little bit of red pepper flakes too. Really, there's not a lot of spice in this. It's just the vegetables talking to each other. In the traditional French recipe, the vegetables each are sautéed one at a time and then they combine at the end. This takes a lot longer, it's a lot messier, and I find it really doesn't make a huge difference. In fact, I like putting all the vegetables in the same pot because I think they get to communicate with each other, builds flavor more. Okay, can you hear the sizzle of the garlic and the pepper? I'm also gonna add about a teaspoon of fennel seeds. That's optional, I just kind of like the flavor they give. And I'm gonna add my onions. Let that cook for a minute. I want to give a great shout out to my CSA Urban Oasis project for this beautiful produce. The only thing I have not chopped, and which does not necessarily belong in a traditional ratatouille, but I love it so much, are these gorgeous mushrooms. These are oyster mushrooms, and you don't really have to chop them, you can tear them. I'll show you. First we gotta get there. The onions are starting to brown. So I'm going to add my peppers. With like a large spongy eggplant, sometimes I like to salt and drain them first to take out any bitterness. But for those little guys, nah. Now I'm going to add my eggplant. Goodbye. Got my overripe tomatoes ready to go. I blanched them to get the skin to peel off. They were so ready they almost molted by themselves. Giving everything a good stir. These haven't even cooked yet and they're starting to smell really good. Gonna tear up my mushrooms. Feel so lucky. You know, I understand in network cooking shows there is staff that preps and cleans and has a budget. I don't have any of those things, but wow, I've got this. Makes me feel rich. I don't know if you can start to hear things talking to each other simmering in there. We are almost ready. Giving everything a good stir, a glug of red wine, nothing too fabulous, nothing that you can't stand to drink either. I would say about 1/3 of a cup. So while I can see everything is heating, and I want you to have a chance to see it too, they're all very distinct right now. We have eggplant, mushrooms, peppers, but the whole idea of ratatouille is that it all comes together. Sometimes ratatouille is almost soupy, it's very stewy. I chopped everything bite-sized for me because I like a little bit of texture. You might like it finer. You might just want to show you what it looks like now. Put on your lid. Turn the heat down to low. Maybe have another glass of wine if you want. And then you'll be done. And we're back. About 30 minutes later, enough time to make the kitchen smell so good for the ratatouille to come together and for me to do a load of laundry. Yes, it's very glamorous here. Everything has cooked down. I actually took the lid off a few minutes ago so some of the brothiness would evaporate. A little sea salt to finish. I really do love ratatouille. It's going to be good now, I think, but if you can let it cool, maybe even refrigerate and come back the next day, you will find the flavors so much fuller. Although it's really incredible now. This was a very good batch. You know, I love talking about seasonal food. I think it's one of the best ways to be a conscious cook. There is wonderful seasonal produce. Yes, even in winter, wherever you are. And I'm gonna help connect you to that. In the meantime, I'm gonna have my ratatouille. I hope everyone is well and taking care of themselves. Till next time, this is Ellen Canner. Thanks, bye-bye.